Hey guys, it's Adam from LUCIDPIXUL, and I'm very excited to present Huion's latest portable sized pen display, featuring some of their latest and greatest technology, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3. Note that Huion did send me this pen display for review, but rest assured, this has no influence on my opinions whatsoever. You'll get my raw and unfiltered opinion of the product moving forward. Retailing for $499 US or $699 Canadian, although this isn't cheap by any means, it's definitely one of the most affordable options when it comes to pen displays in general. So let's have a look at the build quality, design, connectivity, display quality, pen performance, and usability, as well as my final thoughts and recommendations to see if this new pen display is worth your consideration. Starting with build quality and design, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 features a sleek, minimalist design, making it lighter and slimmer than its predecessors. The tablet feels sturdy, with a lovely matte finish that resists fingerprints and feels excellent to draw on. In my recent Huion and XP Pen reviews of their 19-inch models, I said, quote, 19 inches hits the top bar of portability. What this means for this new 16-inch pen display is that it positions itself firmly in the, quote, throw it in your bag level of portability, while offering a bit more screen real estate to draw on compared to Huion's 13-inch model or the similarly sized 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Lastly, on the side, you'll find 6 programmable buttons and 2 customizable dials for quick shortcuts that can be toggled to switch between different functions. When it comes to build materials, the overall tablet feels sturdy, including the buttons that have a tactile but pleasantly silent function. The dials are simple and well built, and I have a bit of a clicky sound when rotating, but I didn't find the sound too loud or annoying. When it comes to connectivity, you have 2 main options, the common 3-in-1 USB HDMI cable or the fully featured USB-C/Thunderbolt option depending on your computer setup. But take note that a standard USB-C cable might not work for you. In my case, connected to my Mac Mini or my Mac Studio, mine didn't work with a standard USB-C. But it did work perfectly using a Thunderbolt cable. However, being a, quote, portable pen display means that you want to be able to enjoy the freedom that accompanies portability. So having to find a spot for a computer means that your options are limited to being within a cable's reach of your desktop computer. It's for these above reasons that I would categorize the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 as a, quote, highly portable desktop solution. A desktop setup that you can easily throw in a bag and take on the road. Moving on to the display, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 boasts a 2.5K QHD resolution, which is 2560 by 1440 pixels. I feel that 1440p is an ideal resolution for panels this size. Text and details are very clear and legible, but the interface isn't scaled too big or too small. It just feels right to me. The Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 sports a 60 Hz IPS panel at 186 ppi and a response time of 14 milliseconds. Although they advertise the peak brightness at 220 nits and a contrast ratio of 1000:1, other reviewers who have manually measured the display have measured it up to around 240 nits. Colors are vibrant and accurate, sporting 99% sRGB, 99% Rec 709, and 90% Adobe RGB, which is excellent. Being a factory calibrated display as well, I felt very confident jumping straight into my work without the overwhelming need to manually calibrate it beforehand. As is standard nowadays with most pen display brands, the matte screen is fully laminated, reducing parallax between the pen tip and the active pixels. That said, although I have heard other reviewers express that the matte screen introduced a bit of softness to the lettering, I've been generally very pleased with the image quality and sharpness on the latest Huions, even compared to more expensive brands. Moving on to pen performance, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3's PW600L stylus comes equipped with their latest Pen Tech 4.0, boasting over 16,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, 200 to 500 grams of adjustable maximum force, and a tilt support of 60 degrees. That said, however, the spec that I pay closest attention to, and one which has really been a standout feature in Huion's latest tablets, is the 2-gram initial actuation force, as well as their incredibly well-calibrated stylus algorithms. Compared to every other current brand, with the exception of perhaps Wacom, Huion's pen performance is top tier. So much so that I decided to make the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 Gen 2 my daily driver pen display, replacing my 10-plus-year-old Wacom 27 QHD. The Huion PW600L stylus also comes equipped with the 3-button layout. I tend to set that third button as a quick menu button for things like adjustment layers and flipping my canvas. Huion also stuck with what works in terms of button actuation force and placement, using the good old tried and tested button style that's intuitive and responsive. They didn't innovate for the sake of it. They stuck with what works, and I'm personally very grateful they did. Like most of Huion's most recent pens, however, I feel a bit more weight and perhaps grip in the hand would be optimal, but I've grown so accustomed to Huion's pens lately that it's really a non-issue for me now. Overall, Huion absolutely nails pen design and performance. I hope the competitors are listening very closely. Moving on to drivers and software, having reviewed numerous Huion products over the last few months and years, I'm happy to repeat that their software and drivers tend to be very hassle-free and intuitive. I recommend checking out my review of the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 Gen 2, where I don't only share my opinions of working professionally on a slightly larger display, but share a detailed overview of their software as well. Before I share my final thoughts, I'll share a quick mention of the provided adjustable stand that comes with the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3. The TLDR is that it does the job and is sufficiently adjustable. That said, I'm not a huge fan of the design or build quality. It feels a bit flimsy, I find that it lacks adjustability, and when moving your pen display forward or backward on your desktop, the lip that the display is propped up on doesn't hold it in place and it slides off the stand. I tested it out and greatly preferred setting it up on my Parbolo PR100 tablet stand. It's slightly larger and sturdier. It has a full range of adjustability that you can do from your current drawing position using the lever on the top, and it didn't slide off the stand when adjusting the placement of the tablet on my desk. That said, however, it is fine, it does the job, but I won't be writing home about it anytime soon. That brings me to my final thoughts and recommendations. Overall, when it comes to build quality, display quality, accuracy, pen design, and performance, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 is a total banger for the price. What really makes it worthwhile, in my opinion, is Huion's absolutely fantastic pen performance and display quality. This brings me to what I feel is probably the most important consideration: screen size. Due to already having adapted myself to 13-inch displays, such as my iPad Pro, and due to the exceptional pen performance, I was very impressed with how usable the Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 was. I could really get lost in my work without the distraction of the smaller workspace. That said, however, depending on how much, quote, portability you might crave, I highly recommend checking out the Huion Kamvas Pro 19 Gen 2 review, linked below, to see if that screen size difference is reason enough for you to consider spending a little bit more. For my daily use, I would definitely go with 19 inches at least, but if I want to quickly set myself up in another room or take it on the road, then this is my new go-to display. My only real con is the provided stand. For future iterations, I recommend stands that function like the Parbolo stand mentioned above, which incidentally is also how their adjustable stands work on their larger 24 and 19-inch pen displays. That said, however, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16 has earned my high recommendation. This isn't only an amazing portable pen display with amazing performance, but for $499 US, this is one heck of a deal as well. On that note, if you enjoyed this review and are looking for more art and art tech related videos, such as this one, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And on that note, happy shopping and take care.